Well, you start out with some just regular butter cookies, anything. Just go to the grocery store and get just a package of regular cookies, and you smash them down. So you need about a cup. And I just think my meat pounder is the best thing to use for this. Well, you could do this in a food processor if you wanted to. But this gets the job done and you don't have to get a machine out. So you need about a cup. You crush them down, because this is a pretty spicy cookie. It's a chocolate cookie. It's very spicy. So once you have them crushed like that, put them in a bowl. Okay? Just like that. And then you want to add some milk. You want to get this to a paste-like consistency. So you add just enough milk. I've got about 2 cups here, but I'm going to use this later on. So you add just enough milk to basically cover the cookie, and you want the cookie to absorb this milk. So you just set that aside. And then in a bowl, you want to have 2 eggs. So here are 2 eggs. You want some sugar. About a cup of sugar goes in. Get a whisk here. And you just mix that around. And then we want to have some vanilla. And we're using vanilla extract. So there's a tablespoon of vanilla. If you like vanilla, you can always add more. Vanilla goes in. And then we have some honey. Nice. Like I said, this is a cookie that is given on All Souls Day in remembrance of loved ones who have passed on. And in many parts of Italy, you find different cookies for this occasion as well. Then we have a tablespoon of orange marmalade, very reminiscent of a flavor that you would find in Sicily because, of course, of all of the citrus. Orange trees, especially blood orange. You've got huge lemons. And you mix that all in. And then we have flour. So we have 4 cups of flour here. 4 cups of flour. And I've got about a cup of baking cocoa. Figure a cup minus 2 tablespoons, about 7/8 of a cup. So we're going to mix that with the flour. Baking powder, tablespoon or so, tablespoon of baking powder. We have a tablespoon of ground cinnamon. Again, one of those spices that you find in Sicily in many, many things. And a teaspoon of cloves go in. So you mix that all together. Okay. You can use a sifter if you wanted to, but this is a lot easier. This is going to make about 6 dozen cookies. And these cookies get a glaze at the end, and they're topped with a chocolate glaze and then crushed pistachio nuts. So now this goes in here. Okay. Just like that. And now we mix this around to get it all incorporated together. So this cookie, Rame di Napoli, is said to resemble a copper coin. And the coins were given to replace the silver and gold ones that they used to have before the kingdom of the 2 Sicilies were united. So I'm going to put some milk in here now. So you're just going to add enough milk to get this into a batter consistency. So you add some milk, little at a time. You may use between a cup and a half. Put some more in. Get it loose, and then you can add those crushed cookies that are waiting in that bowl. Now we're getting somewhere. I'm going to have to chill this dough for about an hour to make it easier for us to handle. I'm I'm going to add the rest of this almost. And now these cookie crumbs that have been soaking, they all go in. And you mix all of that together. It's a pretty thick dough. That's why I didn't want to do it in a machine. So now it's nice and thick, but you know what? I almost forgot to add the butter. So here we have about 7 tablespoons of butter that's melted and somewhat cooled. So now I'm going to put it in now. I don't know, you've done this before, I'm sure, where you're cooking and you think you have everything in and then you realize, oops, I forgot something. So yeah, so the butter is melted, so it's easy enough to get into this. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to cover this and put it in the refrigerator to cool a bit, get a little chill on it so that we can then work with it. So here is a cookie pan, baking sheet, and I'm lining it with a sheet of parchment paper. Parchment paper you can find in your grocery store or in a bake store. Now here's the mixture, you see, and it's soft. If it got really hard, you could use a cookie scoop if you want to, but you know, free form is fine too. They're very fudgy looking, and they've got that nice spicy taste. So here are the cookies. I just want to show you the inside. See? They're very, very spicy. So now we have melted chocolate, use a good chocolate, and butter. And you just dip, you make a glaze, and you dip the top of the cookie till it's totally covered, nice and shiny. And then you just put a few of those chopped pistachio nuts over the top. I always think of Bronte when I do this because, of course, Bronte is that area in Sicily where the pistachio is called the green gold. And remember, these were thought of as little coins to replace the gold and silver coins after the two Sicilies were united, Naples and Palermo.